Hey, good morning, traders. How we doing? Happy Tuesday. It's the 25th, about 5:30 in the morning. Just getting our day started. Trying to see the opportunities that we have, what the market's up to, what it's not up to. I got the 2,000 tick out. Look at this monthly or 240. I don't need the hiccups. It's interesting the levels, right? The price bounces into. I was trying to explain this to a friend of mine the other day because he's like, "Well, the market's falling apart." And I'm like, it's rebounding, like all these little things. And he's just like, you don't know. And I'm like, well, you don't know, but you kind of have an idea. And so, anyhow, you guys getting any trades yesterday, or did you just take the day off? I got into a trade that uh, it went well. It wasn't perfect. I had a mistake or a snafu. My internet died, and I was trading without stops. But I was managing it from where I was at because I was impulsive and I um, uh, wasn't paying attention to my orders. Mondays are tough. I was trying to get one in. So anyhow, excuse me. So we had proof. So yesterday was here, about here. So remember, guys, we're just trading from about 10 to 11 o'clock, somewhere in there. And I was very happy with how patient I was. I was very happy with um, how I was able to really read the chart and um, and then how it all kind of came together in and the only thing that I was kind of irritated about, annoyed with, is the um, I was at a remote location and I was um, getting it together. Sometimes I just, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So that's okay. And what I was doing was watching, I had mapped out my price. I had mapped out um, my impulse legs, and I'm going through the routine, right? Looking for the impulse leg. I'm looking for the shelf, right? And I see it come out. It's working. It's doing its thing. Had a nice little spot right there. Um, and I was just getting ready to trade, and I ended up. Sorry, this is probably really boring. Um, Watching this piece right here, right? Because uh, price the flow is up, right? I've kind of got this whole thing going on. The flow is up, and I marked out this as my target, and that kind of gives me an idea of where I want to get in and get out. So when I'm yeah, it's too far down. So when I'm charting this this trade, all right, I've got myself together. I'm looking at, sorry, I'm looking at this is where I want to be. And so, uh, where my price land is really what I'm getting at. Where are the stops? You got to stop right here. You got to stop right kind of here, some weird stuff. And then you've got this here. It's kind of where That to me looks like it's pretty, you know, pretty solid, you know, pretty solid. Nice spot to put price. Um, so what I did is I I wanted to get in off of, so this thing breaks down, and I start following the swings down, and I notice that this, breaks right here, right? This piece breaks this wash right here. So I just draw a line right there. Now, it doesn't follow, and it's really weird on the shorts as opposed to the longs. But the concept is still the same. Where's the stop? Where is price most likely to stop when it bounces back into or pulls back into the swing? And that's where, I would say on both of our setups, and this isn't even a new setup, but on this setup is that you just have to tweak it a little bit different. And the reason why I didn't take this one is because it didn't break anything. This actually just barreled through there. And so I was able to catch this piece of it right here. Now you're like, well, geez, Mike, you, it looks like you got hit. Goodness, sorry, I'm so sorry. Well, what had happened is right in here, I didn't have my targets. I didn't. I have a setting on my chart that is it doesn't have any. It doesn't have any. Like if I just push sell or buy, it doesn't have any anything around it, any stops or targets and all that stuff. So I was impatient about that, and I just slapped it in because price had come back, and I was trying to get my piece. And so what I went through this, and I went through that, and then I was kind of just managing as I was just hanging out watching this thing, and then it comes back up here, and I'm like, okay, no big deal. And then it drops and it comes down into my target, but my internet went out in here, and so all this happened. And as it comes back up, I ended up like I was looking at it. I'm like, it's not moving. But on my there's a piece of the chart that is you can see the transactions are happening. So I'm like, well, the transactions are happening. I'm still making money. And then I realized that the system had turned off. So when I turned it back on, instead of being down here, I was like up here. So I just closed it. It was like, forget it. I can't deal with it. It's just there's too much. I have too much respect for the thing to sit there and say, oh, what's going to happen next? That kind of thing. I've done that, and it always ends well or ends poorly. So that's the drama that I had. But it was a nice little. I was once I figured out where I could put a stop, it just makes it a lot easier to work the setup and uh, just be aware of the opportunities that are coming down the pipe. Um, and really, it's just we have, and this is going down, which is kind of funny. And maybe I'll revise it. I don't know. It's nobody's system. It's nobody's. It's just observation. So you can tweak it however you want. If you want to sell these washes, you can just get behind it. But anyhow, I'm looking for the impulse leg, and I'm looking for a shelf. I'm looking for a wash. I'm looking for a retest, and I'm looking to get behind the wash. So like these three pieces here, step 4 and step 5, are pretty critical to this whole thing. Step 2, meh. In this scenario, step 2 doesn't happen, right? But what I do know is that price will return to where it launched from. That makes sense, right? As it blows through here and then it takes out this guy down here, I'm ready to trade. I'm ready to go at this point. So that's just another way. It's seeing here it gives us a little more space. This side, it didn't give us that space. Both of these trades worked out. Pretty cool. Yeah, it worked out. So, and I'm upset with myself because I let the system die on me and I didn't pay attention. That's it. No big deal. But let's go back to the morning. As price came up, I'm running the 750 alongside of the 2000 these days because I want the 2000 chart to kind of give me, the perspective of another time frame without being another time frame, if that makes sense. So it's like I see this stuff happening, and I know where price lands, and I can just kind of see things like, okay, this is a stop, and then there's a coil here, and then there's this big gap, and then where does it launch from? Right here. So these are just areas that I'm not trading, but I'm just kind of paying attention to. So that's how I'm using this. And so when I'm here looking at this chart on this, I'm really close now because I want to see what this looks like up close, right? I got a shelf here. And guys, I'm going to be wrong. Most of the things that we deal with are, we're working toward mastery, but we're not masters, if that makes sense. I see so many of these channels have, it's so much fluff and no stuff. You're not learning how to trade. You're not seeing the impulse leg down, and they're not teaching you that you can trade the backside of that impulse leg and sell that and make money. No one does that anywhere. And I'm not like, special. I just see it. And I personally just was frustrated with when I started the business. That's all I saw was all these things. Hey, look for this candle. What is this? What is it? I don't even know where the doji candle is or whatever it is. I don't even know. It has nothing to do with the structure of the whole system, the whole swing. And so I guess what I'm saying is that by taking the time to understand this and taking your time to realize that this is a process that you're going to go through, and you're going to have to learn how to deal with, the things that come up, you're going to end up being in a spot that gives you that opportunity to get long. Look at that. How did I know that? I mean, I'm not picking this out of nothing, guys. This is basic trade. Let's go through the work. The hard down, hard up. There's our wash. Find the wash, find the stop. Maybe boil it down to that. Figure out where your stop is. If you can box yourself into that space, right? Then all these other pieces come in pretty clearly. And my biggest problem is I just trade in the wrong spot. It's not that I'm not, getting off too far, but that's great trade right there. God, you guys, you don't understand. You don't need anything else than this. There's no other setup. There's no other, you're in the market. You're in here at 7:12. You are out at 7:15, 3 minutes, right? You do that once a day. You don't have to work anymore, right? You don't have to have a side hustle. You don't have to look for anything else. That's it right here. And the reason why I do this over and over and over again is because you have to be able to see it in the different ways that it shows up. So that when you're on the backside of a swing Where am I at? When you're on the backside of a swing and you want to trade there to catch a piece down to here, you can do it. You know, when I was coming up here, I didn't see a whole lot. I don't know if I was really looking clear too, right? I catch that impulse leg up and then I look for the shelf, right? This one's kind of tough, right? There's no hard wash. There's a wash down here, hard down, start up. If you want to call this a wash, you got wiped out if you put your orders right there. But the elements are all about the same, right? And actually, you got a spot right here. I like to draw my my high from the point at which, and we can clean this up as we get deeper into this, but the point at which there's the first pullback, like the impulse is over, right? You see how this impulse is here and then it comes down, right? See how this impulse is pop and then it comes down. See how this impulse here, it just keeps going up and then it comes down. And there's one in here. You just have to be able to see it. So, I'm not making this up, guys. They're everywhere. Just, spend your time. They take this is all free, dude. That's the other thing, is that people are charging for this stuff. Private students pay $25,000, $50,000 a year just to have this. And the only thing that they're really paying for is the psychology of it all. I remember being so eager to trade, to make money, to do something, because it makes you. I remember thinking, I don't care if I lose, because I just wanted to be in on a trade, thinking that I had some sort of superpower that nobody knew about, which is all fake nonsense, right? That's 2 trades right there, guys, that we just eyeballed, right? And you're not even really, working that hard here, right? I got in here, boom, out. Watch this thing. Oh, look, shelf, boom, boom. And I realize this is in hindsight. I'm not playing that down. What I am saying is that you have to see this in hindsight to see it in foresight. Not Fortnite, foresight. Yeah, I've got a 13-year-old. There's a shelf right there, right? This is a nice little wash. So just keep following them up. And it's really boring, guys. I'm not telling you we're here for the excitement of it all. And if you're getting excited about making money, then you're going to be in trouble, because it feels good that you got it right. I mean, I was pretty, happy that my order worked and I didn't take a lot of heat. But I mean, what am I for what? There's another one. Gosh darn it, man! I had 3 of these puppies, right? Impulse up, it goes right there. Now we've broken into a new swing. We're trying. I'm just gonna get wise about this thing here. We're trying here. And then it kind of comes down, pulls up, boom. Yeah. Right? There's 3 of them. 3 3-to-1s by 9 o'clock. And you could have got them all. And you could have been done for the week. And it's Monday. Right, guys? I'm not, look, hey, impulse leg. Let's just do it. Impulse leg, shelf, wash, retest, enter behind the wash. You got to know where the wash is. And this stuff does is help you understand where the wash is. That this isn't a wash. This is your wash. And then it's just fine tuning all this stuff. Right? This trade worked out. They all work, dude. It's not, I'm not talking crazy here either. I'm just, this is just basic, couple little trades here and there throughout the day, keep you on the right side of the market. Where you at? Come here. Right? And this is a weird one. This is a weird one. Because the impulse is down, right? It has this weird little toppy thing, and technically this should be right here. but it's all packaged into one. The biggest thing I have is a stop right there. And then when it comes down for a second bump, that's when you get your next kick. It goes up here, boom, down, boom, one more, and then it just goes into that whole thing and gives you some more, right? And then your impulse is here, another impulse leg, right? And then you just keep moving it on down, move it on down, right, to right there, and then you just look at what this whole thing is, a kind of a wash, right? So you just draw your, looks like right here. This one doesn't work, but it runs into this guy here, right? And then it tries, takes it out, tries again. It's all connected. So, yeah, some really great trades yesterday. I wasn't even paying attention to them. I missed all this stuff because I was doing something else, and then it shows up like that. And then I just, this is where it was at, guys. Right? Just all on here. So, what's going on with, is that the hourly? 240? Where are we at? Where's that 240? There we go. So now we have this piece here, right? We have this pressure cooker from above. Price ran into here, pulled back, breaks through. Now it's living on this line. So that to me is going to be a piece of contention. Do we poke through? Do we drop down? I'm not sure why we're doing this, why the price is going up. I really don't care. It doesn't have anything. I'm not going to trade any of that stuff. I'm following price. So to me, it's just being, observing. The market is up, and it may continue to go up, but we'll see what happens. All right, use a stop and make sure you're connected and you're dialed in. So when you have the opportunity, you can take advantage of it. See you later.